And now with Benn Tilley. Good afternoon, Ben, and welcome to Race Retro 2017.
Good afternoon, Graham. So far it's been quite a good show, to be honest. Yesterday was quite a lot of interest, but not a lot, because it was a sort of like a trade day where the people that know a lot about historic motorsport and stuff come, and whereas today's more publicised, whereas like they had more of the general public come to have a look, and people sitting in cars, and you have kids that are just, like, when they sit in the car their faces light up, and it makes you feel quite nice inside. You've known you've made someone's day by letting them sit in your car.
And you've had a good season for your first season, haven't you, in this car, finishing 4th in the Historic Formula Ford Championship?
Last year, yeah. I did the first round of the Classic Formula Fords on the Silverstone GP, and I've managed to finish 3rd in that in my first race, so that was very surprising. Then we went to Castle Combe for the first round of HSCC, and I qualified 3rd out of 37, so that was also another surprise. I finished 3rd in the race. And from there on, I basically just tried to be consistent as possible, because I got fastest laps and privateer trophy wins and podium at every meeting, I think. Yeah, every meeting last year, bar 2, I got a podium.
So you seem a bit surprised with your success, is that right?
Yeah, because we came into it expecting to be kind of average, but it turned out to be quite good. But because we got Simon Hadfield's car, and we went to Cadwell Park when they were there in 2015, and obviously my dad's known him for like 25 years-ish, and he said to us, when's the boy 16, he can come and pick up a Formula Ford. So Dad rang Simon and said, what can we do about coming to pick one up? And he said, just give us a ring when you're ready and we'll sort one out for you. So he went to Simon's and picked up this, brilliant little Merlyn, Magic Merlyn as they call it. So
has he been running it for you, or your father?
It's a dad and lad effort, but Simon's been giving us pointers of what to do. So we're very, very grateful for what Simon's done for us, because without Simon we probably wouldn't be racing, because they're worth quite a lot at the moment, so we can't afford to buy one ourselves.
Well, that's right, they're going up in price now because they're becoming, historic, classic, aren't they?
Yeah, because it's the 50th year this year as well, from 1967 to 2017. We've got a round at the Silverstone Classic this year as well. It's a non-championship, but it's still at the Silverstone Classic, so it's a very good meeting, and we've got 52 entry spaces, I think, for that. So me and Ed have both entered, so hopefully we'll get a space at the Silverstone Classic, which will be very good.
But the 50th anniversary meeting, the race is at Brands, isn't it, in July, is that right?
Yeah, they're going to try and get as many original or drivers that drove Formula Ford back in the day out at the Brands Super Prix, yeah. I think Johnny Herbert may be coming out at the Silverstone Classic, we're not sure. Got Nick Gethin, a couple of other drivers that have been involved over the years. They're trying to get cars to come out and have a play.
And it's on the Grand Prix circuit as well, is it? So have you got an entry for that? Have you and Ed got an entry for that, or?
It's part of the championship, so we'll hopefully try and get in with that one. Like, that one is part of the championship, but the Classic's a non-championship round. So the Brands Super Prix is, I love the GP circuit. It's one of the best tracks in the UK. So it's with a few named drivers like Nick Gethin and people there. That'd be, but Tiffany Dale as well. Would be good to race alongside them.
So is your goal similar to the other two lads? Is it to be a professional racing driver, or do you want to get into Formula One? Or
I'm not too keen on modern motorsport, if I'm honest, because you look at it and basically people just drive on their wallets. I'm not criticising it, but they tend to drive on how big their back pocket is, whereas people in historics know the value of the car, they have respect for each other, and it's like gentleman racing. So you have I'm not going to say a lot less crashes, but like better driving standards, because everyone respects each other, whereas there's a lot more rivalry in modern motorsport, because they're all run by different teams and manufacturers and so on, and you get a lot more dad and lad teams, and a lot more like socialise on a Saturday, Friday night at race meetings. Like Formula Ford, they usually have a barbecue, a dinner, or a little chat on the Friday and Saturday nights, just to get everyone together, a beer, and
a bit more enjoyable.
A lot more enjoyable, yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, I've spoken to a number of people who are older than yourselves, obviously, but have said that Formula One, they're not really interested in it. And the thing is, there's only 20 drivers. There's not many drivers, is there? How many drivers race? How many thousand, you know, throughout the world? So I think you've got the right idea there. But you started off in karts, did you?
Yeah, we went for my 9th birthday. My dad took me to the local indoor track, and I fell in love since then. Because it's not the biggest track, and it's I don't know, I just liked it. It's like, as a 9-year-old, you find it a lot more, like, you get in and think, ooh, it's quite a good fun. Yeah. And I've just loved it ever since. So we bought a kart and went karting for 4 years, I think. And then we had a year out and then did the Junior Saloon Car Championship, which we kind of went into blind because I've never raced a car before that, as a 14-year-old as well, and my dad had never really worked on a saloon car. So we went in that kind of blind and came out 4th in the championship in that as well. And it's kind of been a repeat of that year this year, because at the first race at Silverstone I came 3rd and I didn't finish the second one because the half shaft broke on the Merlyn, and in the first ever race in the Saxo was at Silverstone. I came 3rd and made a mistake in the second one, so it's and I finished 4th in the championship. So it's kind of a sort of a carbon copy. We thought that one was like, oh, that's a bit of a coincidence, but.
Well, good luck this coming season, and maybe you might even win it this year. Who knows?
We'll give it a go. There's quite a few more named drivers coming out, like people like Richard Tarling, who was the European Formula Palm Audi champion, and I think Nelson Rowe may be coming out again. So both those two will be quite tough competition to try and beat those. So there's about 10 that can possibly win this year. So it'll be really tough. So if we can get in the top 4, top 5 again, that would be very good in the 50th year. So
and then see where it goes from there.
See where it goes from there, yeah. See if we can get any sponsorship and see what the budget brings, which isn't a lot, but we'll see what happens.
Well, thanks Ben for the interview, and I hope it goes well this season. Thanks very much.
Thank you.